Yeah, with the pandemic, I think now everybody, not even with the smartphone, I think they know how to scan. In the past, I didn't even to scan the QR code is a problem. Now,
Now
there's
they
no
know
problem.
already. I know what is
So all
QR
this,
code.
I think actually speed up. In terms of this, I think now because pandemic actually, it bring out a lot of opportunity to open up business overseas. So because you don't have to be physically there, and some of our this startup and they actually penetrating their business into Singapore and Thailand. So compare with Southeast Asia country, so how do you rate Malaysia? How easy and how friendly to set up a business in Malaysia? So this is always
Oh,
our foreign friends want to find out, right? So
Yeah,
because
okay.
Indonesia, we know I think it's quite complicated. You must have a local director and so on, and then
Thailand as well.
people and
Yeah.
such. So how friendly is Malaysia to set up a new business?
You guys are right, like Thailand
How
and
friendly?
Indonesia, like foreigner cannot own 100%. Of there's some exemption. Malaysia and Singapore, like actually the best, right? Very business friendly.
Oh really?
You can do like both sides. You can really just incorporate within a day. Like normal time is actually 1 to 3 days. There's
Even for
expected like
foreigner, even for
even
foreigner.
for foreigner, right? Foreigner, yes, even for foreigner, right? The way we deal with foreigner is the same. So because we don't need to courier, we can KYC them, and we use electronic signature wherever they are. They can, as long as there's a local director. So that's where nominee sometimes comes in. Foreigner can own 100% in Malaysia and Singapore. Just at least one local director, and the paid up is just RM1, or in Singapore $1. Actually, the next one, if we compare Myanmar actually not too bad one. I don't know now because of the coup lah. But
Yeah, yeah.
because, before that, actually, it takes 1 to 2 weeks. Foreigner also can own about 100%. Also, at least just one director. No minimum paid up, but the government will assess whether your paid up is in line with your business that you do lah. They will assess it. Then drop down is Vietnam. I think is about, if I'm not mistaken, is about a month. Foreigner also can own 100%. There's no minimum paid up also, but an acceptable value for paid up is about 10K in Vietnam, and then goes down the road is Brunei, like Thailand and Indonesia. You cannot own 100%. Even Philippines, you cannot own 100%. But there are certain exemptions, like in Thailand or Indonesia, or in Thailand, for example, if there's certain industry or sector where the government say you can invest 100%, then you can. In Thailand, I think you can only, as a foreigner, you can own 49%. 51% has to be a Thai, right? And minimum also for if you have foreigner, then the paid up is quite high. I think it's about USD 60K or something like that, around there. So it's usually 25% of the registered capital. Our last time we have authorized capital concept. Indonesia paid out also be high, about USD 3.7. But if you are foreign owned, right, you can. There are certain sectors too. You, as long as you put in like large capital, like we're talking about USD 300 to 700K, then you can fully own as a foreigner. Philippines also very high, like you can 100% own, but it's USD 200K you have to put in.
Since you touched on this topic, so just now you mentioned that you also help the foreigner to register company in Malaysia. Can your business expand to other region, like helping Malaysian to register the company in Thailand, Indonesia, and other countries? Do you provide these services also?
Okay. Now that is the business. Well, I mean, legally, you need to have someone local. Like even like most of the countries, in fact, actually all the countries, they need a local local administrator, or what we call company secretaries. Like even Singapore, you need a local. So unless as a business, you can expand them, but you need to hire like someone local to do it, and more importantly, someone who knows the law, business law, corporate law. For Commonwealth countries, probably quite similar, right? Like Singapore is pretty much the same with Malaysia. Those under British rule last time, even Hong Kong, also follow British one, so it's pretty similar. If you talk about Thailand, last time they are colonized by Dutch, right? They probably maybe inherit some Dutch law, so it's different. Their local language is different. Thai also definitely different. Like all the documents is in Thai, so you need to really learn the local language. Likewise for Vietnam, Vietnam probably follow. I don't know, like I think American or something like that. So
Vietnam is also colonized by French. Right?
French. They probably follow French, right?
North and South, one by American, one by French. So they are separated to North and
so
South.
maybe the law there is more similar to those old days, right? So we really need someone local to be able to. It's not as easy, so you need local knowledge and local language if you're talking about Thai and Vietnam.
Like what William mentioned, let's say you have clients locally who wanted to expand abroad to Indonesia or even Singapore and Thailand. Digitally, perhaps it's not ready because you need the local administrator, like you mentioned. But as far as MISHU is concerned, are you able to help them so-called connect to any of your partners in overseas?
Oh yeah, we have partners overseas. Yes, especially Singapore. Like we have our peers there who are also digital COSAC. Now, some place they might not be ready for doing things digitally or use digital COSAC. Like I heard this, like the labor is so cheap that to go digital is really more expensive. That it will increase the cost rather than bringing it down. So nobody really utilize digitalization. But maybe in the future, And also we need to see whether their government do accept. Sometimes there's still paper-based. Even in Malaysia, it's not perfect lah. Like many of our local council is a mixture of things, right? Some you can register using the portal. Some have payment gateway. Some insist you go there local. You have to pay at the counter. You have to pay cash or you have to use debit card only. Some have portal, but the officers don't want to use, so they will insist on paper. So it's weird lah. So mixture of many agencies and departments and different local council, different procedures.
But because I think now work from home is quite new norm. Even for government also, I think you can see a lot of departments now. You want to make an appointment to see them. You have to book online. Has this speed up actually with your this SSM and also this local council authority? Has this been improved?
Well, SSM in a way is quite efficient. They have their own system. You can pay online, although some submission still have to do over the counter. So many company secretary also have no idea why half like this, half counter submission. We are also not very sure. Therefore, but during the pandemic, they do give like extension of time. Like the deadline is extended. So those are the things that they do. I think they are slowly digitalizing because it's not easy to if you step on their shoes, right? Because they are such a big entity, and so like in Malaysia, there are about 1.5 million database inside. So to digitalize every form, every submission.
How many altogether company now in Malaysia registered under the SSM? Do you have any figure?
1.5 million. 1.5 million businesses.
With all the like sole proprietors and Berhad and so on all together. 1.5 million.
No. The 1.5, I think it's just Sdn Berhad. I think we can go to SSM. There's a statistic because every year we have 420 businesses. So a lot of it are enterprises, so prop, all right. Together with LLPs and companies. Sdn Berhad is
alone is 1.5.
Alone is 1.5 because every month we have now about 4,500 new Sdn Berhad being created every month. So now inside they have 1.5 million Sdn Berhad, but much more businesses. Over the years, because every year 420,000, about 400,000.
Okay, so our startup community also here, PME has one question because I think a lot of them want to register company. They go to people they know because I think of the price. If they were to come to this digital course like yours, come to MISHU, is the pricing, all this sounds like quite not transparent. How about with yours? Is all this pricing transparent to them? Any hidden cost?
Yeah. We do have a schedule of price, right? List of our service menu. So for every client, we will send them like upfront, so they can decide. Right? I wouldn't say digital course for sure cheaper. No such thing, right? But what you can be assured of is the efficiency there. If you were the kind who values like quicker response, you know that someone is attending to your request, and you kind of like the additional value that you get because we do provide those platform. You can chat, requests, all these the things that we can put in. Many more features we are putting in the platform at no additional charge. Those are the things that we give value to. Yeah. So yeah, the price is transparent. So for every client, they know upfront what is our charge, right? So in the future, if they ask for, say, a resolution, they want to resign director, add new director, they already know our charge before they even become our client.
I see.
So when they become a client, means they kind of have accepted our fees.
I know quite many secretary friends because when I study my ACCA, I got a lot of ICSA friends. So yeah, when they work, they complain a lot. They say dealing with directors are usually very it's like a nightmare because you send them you send them emails, then they say I didn't receive, or you went to so-called junk mail, so you send them WhatsApp, they overload, and when deadlines is approaching, and they blame you for not reminding them. So it's quite miserable to the secretary. Is that still happening today?
Well, it still happen, but to us, not that many actually. Because we in Malaysia, people love WhatsApp, right? Like everything also got its own WhatsApp group.
Really
so
good.
so we also have. I think that is the best way to communicate with
Communicate,
all the directors, right? They're very responsive there too. They even ask questions there, raise requests there. So only like certain things we want to send out, we will use email, right? If they responded via WhatsApp and we send email, like there's two-way of communication, and we always get a response, an acknowledgement, right? So you have seen it and all that. Right, I think everyone knows you cannot really blame the COSEP, because what we can do is we already communicate to you, WhatsApp, email, so and you have responded, right? Unless you don't respond, yes, we will remind you more frequent until you respond. Unless you MIA yourself, like missing in action, that one really nothing much we can do. It's very hard for us to track you.
Is it
But
generally?
also, I think because your company is still new, started about a couple of years ago. I think with all this new generation and a new company registration, maybe communication still a lot easier compared with the existing customer. So maybe we don't. Yeah. So this could be one of the reasons they are more adaptive to the technology.
Correct. Maybe they like technology, because nowadays rarely people check mail, and you're right, it goes to junk sometimes. But we use all the other tools that they normally use, then it's very efficient.